G'day everyone, and welcome to this first video in our new series on this channel. This one is all going to be about a new concept called quadratic equations, but we're going to start today looking at some revision around expressions and how they work, just to get us into the groove, ready to get stuck into some quadratics. So in today's video, we are going to look at a few key ideas. So the first thing we're going to just have a quick revision of is this idea of like terms. So just remembering that like terms must have the same pronumeral part. So that's really important that they are the same pronumeral. It needs to be all of the same pronumeral. So if there's more than one pronumeral in there, so it's like A and B, then all of the terms have to have both A and B. They also have to have the same power. So they need to also have the same power. So x squared is not a like term with just x, okay? So that's what we are looking for. And then like terms can be added and subtracted as needed. To form one term. If they are not like terms, you cannot add or subtract. Okay, very different to multiplication and division, but with addition and subtraction, they must be like terms. I guess our next little idea here is the distributive law. This is a really important one for our expanding of brackets, because this one is how we expand brackets. So brackets are our grouping symbols. Okay, and it says that whatever's outside of our bracket, we need to multiply that by what's inside. So that's an e.g. if I have A outside of B plus C, then I need to distribute that A across that whole bracket. Just like that, okay? And then that simplifies down into AB plus AC. Now, going back to our like terms, just remember that's where we have to stop, because just because both of those terms have an A in them, they're not actually like terms, because one has a B and one has a C. Okay? So what we're doing is we're multiplying this way and we're multiplying that way. Really important that we remember that one. Alright, next little idea is perfect squares. Okay, perfect squares. This is more of a follow on from the distributive law. So for example, we can have A plus B, can have that whole thing squared. And what that really looks like is this. Now this idea is actually called a binomial. Okay, bi meaning two and nomial being number essentially. So binomial, we've got two of them now, two brackets, and they still need to be distributed across each other. Okay, still need to be distributed, so the A's get multiplied together to get our A squared. Then we have a times b, so we have our ab, then we have our ba, so I'm just going to put that as ab again, and then we have our b squared, which then becomes a squared plus 2 lots of ab plus b squared. So that's where those two ab's in the middle are like terms, and you can add them together. Now this can happen with subtraction as well. You just end up with a minus and a plus rather than two pluses. Okay. So I might just pop that down underneath. So this one actually ends up a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay. Alrighty, let's keep pushing on. And now we have our difference of two squares, which is a little bit different to our perfect squares, which is the one from before. So this one is where we have a squared minus b squared. Okay, or it's a plus b and a minus b. Okay, and they of course distribute across each other. So we have the a squares, then we have a times minus b, so that's minus ab, b times a, which is plus ab, and then we have our minus b squared. The two ab's in the middle, so we've got minus ab plus ab, well that just equals 0, so that's how we get back to that. Okay, let's real quick try and smash out a few examples just to show you what's happening. Alright, let's have a look at these little guys. Expand and simplify where possible. So again, we're just going to multiply across. So we have minus 3x, and then we have minus 3 times minus 5. So we're going to actually get plus 15 there. Okay. So we're just multiplying everything inside by everything outside. Same with this one. Multiply the 2x by 1. So we just get 2x. Multiply that 2x by minus x. And now we've got minus 2x squared. Because those x's multiplied together will become x squared. Our next one is 2 over 7. So we multiply it just the same way. So it's the same basic process. So we have 2 over 7 times 14x plus 2 over 7 times 3. Okay, so what really we're doing is 2 over 7 times 14x over 1 plus 2 over 7 times 3 over 1. So that might make it a little bit easier to work across. So now we have 21x over 7 plus 6 over 7. And then how many 7s? Oops, and I've made a slight error. It's not 21, is it? I'm working with 7s and not 14s. 2 14s are actually 28. Need to make sure that we write everything down so we do pick up those errors as we're going. Really important. So 28 divided by 7 is 4. So we have 4x plus 6 on 7. Okay. Really important that we do write out all of our working so we do happen to pick up those errors. We do exactly the same thing with our next one. Multiply this way, multiply that way, then we multiply this way and multiply that way. Now it's also all really important that we know that that is 1 bit. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got. We've got x times 2x, so that's going to be 2x squared. Then we've got x times minus 1, so that's just minus x. We've now got minus x times 3, So it's going to be minus 3x. And we've got minus x times minus x. So it's going to be plus x squared. Once we collect our like terms, we've got 2x plus x, or 2x squared plus x squared gives us 3x squared. Minus x minus 3x, that's going to be minus 4x. And that's that one done. No more like terms, no more consolidation, done and dusted. Let's keep going. Expand the following. So this is where we're getting into our binomials and our perfect squares. So again, we're just distributing across the brackets. So we've got x times x. Well, that's x squared. We've got x times 4. Well, that's 4x. 5 times x. Well, that's going to be 5x. And then 5 times 4. That's going to be 20. So we end up with x squared. And then 9x, because we've got 4 plus 5. Plus 20. Alright, no more like terms. That's where we've got to sit. Let's expand this one out. Okay, and do the same thing. We are distributing across the two brackets. So we have x squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 16. Alright. And then consolidate, bring our like terms together. X squared, we've got minus 4, so that's minus 8. Plus 16. No more like terms, no more consolidation. Next one, same idea the whole way through. Alright, and I like putting those little arches in just to make sure that I'm getting everything I need to get. So now we have 4x squared minus 2x, and then we have plus 2x, and then we have minus 1. We have our 4x squared right here, and then minus 2 plus 2, well, that's just going to be 0. So we get minus 1. Alright, last set of examples. Last set of examples here. But same idea the whole way through. We're not doing anything different in the process. Everything will be the same. Alright, so we have 2x times 3x. Well, that's going to be 6x squared. Plus 10x minus 3x. And then we're going to have minus 5. So we keep our 6x squared. 10x minus 3x, well, that's plus 7x. And then just minus 5. Our next one along, this time we actually have a little bit more to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the brackets first. And then we're going to multiply it by that 2. So we're going to have 2 times. And I'm going to pop this in brackets just to make this a bit easier for myself. We're going to have x squared minus 2x minus 3x plus 6. Now I'm going to consolidate everything inside that bracket. Collect my like terms. So I'm going to have minus 5x plus 6. And now I'm actually going to bring all that across. So now I'm going to have 2 lots of x squared. I'm going to have minus 10x. And then I'm going to have plus 12. Alright, so step it out. Don't try to do it all at once. Do each bit as you're going. Last example is a nice big one. This one's going to be quite interesting, so I'll move this one to the top. And we're just, as I said, doing it a piece at a time. So we're going to distribute across these brackets first. So I'm going to have x squared plus 4x plus 2x, and then 2 times 4, well, that's going to be 8. Now I'm going to multiply across these ones. Okay, knowing that I actually have a minus sign right here. So I'm going to put a minus, and I'm going to put the next one in a bracket as well, just to be a little bit safe. So now I've got x squared again, and then I've got minus 5x, and then I'm going to have minus 2x, and then minus 10. Okay, so I'm just going to chuck both of these in brackets just to make things a little bit easier. Alright, consolidate within each bracket, so I'm going to have x squared plus 8x plus 8, and x squared minus 7x minus 10. Okay, now we consolidate a little bit more, so we've got x squared plus 8x plus 8, 8x plus 8 squared plus 8, and then we distribute that negative across this bracket. We've got to distribute the negative across the bracket. So we're going to have minus x squared minus 7x, or plus 7x, sorry, plus 10. And we're actually going to lose our x squareds, because we've got 1x squared minus an x squared, no more x squareds. We're going to have 8 plus 7, that's going to be 13. And I've made an error, it should not be 8x, it should be 6x. Again, this is why we write out all of our working. It's a little bit sad that I've made errors twice, but anyway. We'll fix those up. So no x squares, then we're going to have 6 plus 7, that's going to be 13x. And then 8 plus 10, and I've made another error, there should be a plus there, and then that should be a minus in here. So it should actually be minus 10 there. So 8 minus 10 is minus 2. Bit of a shocker on that last one, but that's okay. We found our errors, we fixed them. That's what we need to be able to do. It's okay to make those errors. You just got to be able to write everything out so you can find them and fix them if you need to. Alright, that's it. That's all from this one. Good luck with your questions, and see you in the next video.